Alright, so hopefully this doesn't sound like shit. I'm gonna be in my car. Hopefully. Okay, so starting something new. How should I do this? Is it easier if I do it like this? It might be. Yeah. Starting something new. Where is the speaker for this thing? Here? Here is the speaker. Oh my goodness, I don't know where to put this. Whatever, it'll come out the way it's gonna come out. So starting something new. I've just been extra motivated lately, and I don't know, hello. I've been trying to do the things that, I always really want to do, but I just never really set my mind to, and I just get busy, and sometimes I feel like there's no purpose to it, and then I just choose to just work and doom scroll and do it again the next day. But I've been really trying to get out of that cycle lately, and I've been doing a lot of work on myself and my mindset. Don't do it. I'm driving home at the moment. This is probably the worst time to do it, but also when I'm driving is the one time I like to talk. So I think the one thing that really inspired me, I've just been listening to a lot of things lately, and just trying to get my head on straight about my feelings and my reactions and how I want to live my life and what my goals are and yada yada yada, that type of stuff. And I remember watching this guy. It's this surgeon, and I can't remember what his name is for the life of me. I can't remember names, but I do follow him. And he just really inspired me to. I really wanted to do a kind of talking channel for a while, and a self-lessons channel. And I just really never committed to it. I just always felt like things had to be perfect, and I had to always edit stuff, and I wasn't a fan of super editing, and it had to be the content that everyone was gonna love, and and because I was doing it out of desperation that it needed to be successful, and that I needed to be successful, and that I needed to be perfect, and I needed to fit into a certain box instead of just doing what I like to do and just trial and error and embracing the process of just doing something. It's just wrong turning lane, fuck. Alright, we're just gonna turn anyways. I'm gonna work with it, and then I want to make an illegal U-turn. Oops, sorry. He's this surgeon, and he, maybe some people might recognize him. I'll link his channel because I really like his channel. I think it's very endearing, and it's very, it hits close to home for what I'm trying to embody. And so I've been really trying to go by the mindset of you consume what you are. So really trying to format my content that I consume, and the things that I think, and my thought processes, and the way that I react to things, and just choosing differently, and especially around things that I will watch or surround myself with. And that's the same with people, my environment. Everything influences you. You're lying, I feel like I was one of those people, and I would just be I'm fine, I'm not easily influenced, I'm independent, and I don't know, I never really felt the meaning of you are what you consume and you are who you surround yourself with, until I guess now. Like, it just didn't really hit. I guess now, because I've been really starting to pay more attention and putting it into practice and like choosing differently and like noticing how different things influence my mood and my thought processes. So I've been down that rabbit hole lately. And back to the topic. I go on huge tangents. And I've been really trying to work on my filler words. But there's this doctor. He was a neurosurgeon. You can tell he's very smart and very educated by the way that he talks. And I really like watching him because a lot of the things that he'll talk about, which is kind of like what I wanted to do and what I aim for, is just to talk about your lessons and what you're going through, and not advice. I mean, some advice, but a human, you're not a god, you're not a know-it-all. We're all just people on the same plane, on the same place on earth, learning our different lessons, and like we all have our own perspectives. So, he quit his job, and right now he's trying to learn about himself and stick closer to his morals. And he was like in his 50s, and he realized that what he was doing in medicine, although he loved it, it wasn't him. Like he loved what he was doing, but just the business, the way that it is, and what he wanted for people and how he wanted to express himself, he realized that it was at the cost of his job. And he wanted people to do better, and he realized like there's advice that he would give that is detrimental to his workplace, and he wouldn't make money, or so he just realized that that wasn't what he was happy doing, and that he just was so unhappy, and that he wanted to keep doing it. And then one day he just decided to quit, and now he's like jobless, and he's on a journey, and he's exploring, and he's trying to live a life closer to his goals, how he feels like he should embody in his life. And when he talks, he just talks. It's just minimal editing. Him, wherever he is, making a video, talking. He's very monotone, and he also pauses a lot. But it's just, I don't know, there's just something captivating about it. Like, you want to pay attention. It's like talking to somebody and resonating with somebody who's in the same situation as you. And then that just made me realize that I didn't need to be perfect. I didn't need to put out a filtered version of myself. Just do it. And this makes me happy, and whatever I want to edit out is whatever I want to edit out, but just to do it. So that was my whole idea. And I do really recommend watching his videos at least once, even if he's not your cup of tea. I really thought it was very different from what I usually consume. So but yeah, today, so I've been kind of in this habit. So I'm a pediatric nurse, and I work home health, and I work per diem. So I work basically by contract, and I go to people's houses. And I've been in this slump because I've realized there's something in my life that is making me unhappy. Like, I'm happy, but there's a twinge feeling there of that there's something I'm missing, or there's just something that's not clicking, and I've just been going through a lot of thought processes and trying to figure it out. Like, life really isn't black and white, it's more gray. So I've been kind of flip-flopping between a lot of thought processes, and I'm a very overthinker. So it's just been so stressful, and I just don't know what to do. and I don't know what to think, and I'll just think and I think, and I keep getting into these loopholes of thought about, oh, well, you should be happy, right? You have to embrace your current moment. Well, not happy, but you should be embraceful where you are and not focusing on what you don't have. But also, there's just that feeling, and I want to do something about it. I want to figure it out. I want to learn. And I feel like I've been really stagnant. Like, I love my life. I do. I appreciate where I am. But I don't feel like I'm living up to me. I don't feel like myself for the past couple of years. I feel like I used to be very creative. I used to be very dedicated to my ideas and committing to them. And then when I started working, I've just been exhausted. And I have all these things that I want to do, and then I never follow through with them, and then I feel horrible about myself. And, cycle, repeat, rinse and repeat. And then there's some times where I'll get in this content cycle of just being where I am. But I don't love my career. I mean, I try to make every day as good of a day as I can. But, when sometimes it's not where I envision myself to be permanently. Do I need to go anywhere like right now? No, but I want to start making moves to embody my life, and then I've been getting stressed because I feel like while I want to have patience and I know that what is meant for me will come to me, and that I don't want to grab things out of desperation, because then you're just forcing it. You're not going to be happy. You're going to do it out of fear, not out of love. And I've been, a lot of these terms are coming from this audiobook I've been listening to on like overthinking. I think his name is like James Wen or something like that. But I'm so bad at names. Anyways, so that's just something I've been really struggling with. I've been really on the fence between appreciation but also motivation. And so what was I saying? Something about I get distracted so easily, and I'm driving. Don't follow my lead, but I don't know. There's just something about a car ride conversation about like your deep thoughts. Why are you over there? Your deep thoughts that are just, I don't know, therapeutic. So I know that things are meant to come to me. I know that I have time, and that I can't dwell so much on what I don't have and what I want, because then I don't get to experience what I have now. But there's that feeling of also that, but also wanting to not be so stuck, I guess. Like I want to do something. I had better words for it and I lost it because I went on a tangent. But basically, I've kind of been in that dilemma for a while. I've kind of been grasping at different things to try to get as close as I can. Oh, that's the thought. So I know that I'm supposed to be patient, but I also am in that time where I want to try and get closer and closer to embodying what I want in life. You know, I mean, you don't have to, it doesn't have to be goal oriented, like I have to have this to be happy, and that's not it. It's more of just living and making different choices and a different mindset and to where I want to be, because I feel like that contributes to your everyday happiness and appreciating the things and being motivated when you're like, I keep using the word embody, but that's the best word for it. Like, you truly stick to your thoughts, your wants, and you put them into action. Not just thinking about them, but making a different choice to act differently. And that's what I've been really trying to do lately. Oh, shoot. I should have got it off on Palmetto. Or on Yamato. Oopsie. I got distracted and it's kind of nice doing this too, because I get really bad traffic on my way home, and I usually rage, but I've also been in that mindset of I don't want people to control my emotions or let people have the control. So I decided that this would be like a good opportunity for me to record these and have some self-reflection and just to talk, and it helps on my way home. So yeah, this all kind of started, I mean, it started for a while, but today I feel like I made really good progress, and I'm so happy. Like, I feel like I've been making really, really good progress, and it's all started with me making a vision board. I just kept thinking about it, and lately doom scrolling has been making me feel horrible. Like, I've just been getting to that breaking point where I'm just bored. I know that it's not stimulating my brain enough. I know that it's not me, and then I'm currently in a relationship, and it just feels like, I really want to get over to Glades. Is anyone going to let me do that? Okay, never mind. I just might go all the way. Hold on. Get off on it's fine. I just sorry, I was looking at my directions. So yeah, I was realizing, and I was already very self-reflecting. I've just been in this huge self-growth. Like, I want to do something different. I want to feel different. I want to love myself. I want to love my life. And I don't want to be stuck in this little hole forever. And I felt like I was just living life in a blur. And it's just hell. It was just hell. I felt like I wasn't embracing life. I wasn't embracing my experiences, my opportunities, and I just wasting my time away on my phone, and I was just mood swings after mood swings, and I was just in these negative emotion cycles and spiraling and overthinking and not being able to cope. It was like horrendous. And I was doing pretty good when I was single, and then when I started dating again, I wasn't really looking for it. It just found me, but then it just kind of brought up a lot of my inadequacy feelings. And a lot of my other stuff that I've been struggling with that, I mean, it was great. You know, I got to embrace my life alone. I didn't really have to face those problems, and I got to feel like me again. I got my spark back, and then, you know, at some point I have to address them. So, you know, it was meant to be. It wasn't something I was super upset about. So yeah, sorry, really heavy traffic. Yeah, and I just would realize that I would be in a good mood, and then, you know, I would just scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll, and that was like the only thing I was doing with my time. That's the only thing I could think of that could fill the empty spaces of my time, because I was tired, I didn't want to do anything, I didn't know what to do, I had no motivation, and then I would just scroll and scroll, and I thought I was in a good mood, and then it was just like, bam, spiral, overthink, and like I would see like stuff on Instagram, and then I'd be like, oh, that's a cool quote, and then it's like, okay, but what does that mean? Oh my god, like, is my relationship supposed to be like this? Am I supposed to be like this? And then I don't know, it would just put me in some type of mood, and I can't even think of what specific content. I just would realize I felt so dull. I lacked so much motivation. Lack so much motivation, and the only really way I could describe it is just dull. Like, I just had so much brain fog, and like, you would want to stop scrolling, right? Like, it's not hitting that dopamine center. I mean, it's so overloaded that you just don't feel it anymore, and you want to stop, and then you know, you can't. Like, you feel like you can't stop. Because, I thought he was going to turn, I guess not. Yeah, you feel like you can't stop. Because, like, what are you going to do? And then coming out of it is so anxiety-inducing. Like, I just didn't realize it. Like, that's why you just keep scrolling even though you hate it. Like, I literally found that I hated it. Didn't know what else to do with my time. And I was just so anxious, and then I would be left with all of the thoughts afterwards, and I just didn't know what to do. I couldn't identify the feeling. I just felt bad. And then so yeah, and then whatchamacallit? Yeah, anyways, so, I mean, I was on the right track. I really wanted to replace doom scrolling and try to find something that was enriching for me. And so I've been trying to be more mindful of where I spend my time and how I'm feeling, and doing something different to feel more fulfilled. That takes place especially at work, because, you know, maybe at home I'll usually occupy myself with, like, taking my bike out and things like that. What are we doing? Oh my god. Oh fuck. Never mind. I'm not gonna run it. So yeah. Just got a message. So yeah. So I've been really trying to replace that. And so I felt that today, and I was like, let me just find anything. Like right now I don't have the creativity to do something. Like I was gonna force myself to do something, and then that made me anxious because I was like, what the fuck am I gonna do? So then, I was already in the process of trying to reformat. I mean, I didn't realize it, but I just realized that some of the normal content I was consuming is just not enriching for my brain anymore. It's just like empty. It's almost like empty carbs. You're just putting something on to put something on without gaining anything from it. So I have been watching more educational stuff, or maybe just stuff of people talking, or like things that I can learn new things about that maybe are things that I'm more interested in. So I don't know what thought process that was, but I decided to watch stuff about doom scrolling. Thought that maybe I would get some ideas. It would just get my mind off of wanting to be on TikTok and Instagram, and I didn't really want to be. Figured that, what some different videos that I haven't watched before would scratch that itch and would help me figure out what I wanted to do. And it did. And I watched the video, watched a couple videos about the psychology of doom scrolling and like things that you could do as filler, and like having your different options, and it just helped bring me out of that like dopamine hole. I was like, oh, like this is cool. I like this video. Yeah, I didn't feel as anxious or as bored, or like, especially since I was at work, I was like, oh my god, how am I gonna fill my time? Also going back to my vision board, I feel like a lot of it has to do with my vision board that I made. I just also wanted to do something different, and I just heard people talking about it. It was just kind of a sudden motivation. Thought that it would be nice because I think like at the beginning of the year I had reset my phone and I put like quotes up, but it just wasn't enough. Like I didn't resonate with them. I didn't really, it wasn't in my face enough to the point where it felt them, and wanted to embody them. So I spent some time making a vision board, going through Pinterest for like how I imagined myself in 5 years. And I put that all there. I had quotes that I really loved to see, and then so it's nice having a visual of just my goals, and a reminder of what I'm trying to be is like right in my face, and I have like these quotes on my widgets of like embody what you want to be, and just to start to do something. Don't overthink about how to do it or how to do it. You only learn through doing. And then my Instagram has also been a lot of like motivational quotes and things like that, and regulation, and so I think it's just, I don't know, it's just that time for me, and I'm loving it. I think I'm having great progress. I mean, some days are better than other days. Some days I realize that some things was just a learning process. Like I was just kind of all over the place, and I learned a different thing, and that thing feels a lot better. And I don't know, it's so amazing because I'm so proud and I feel so happy, like the happiest I've felt. It felt like in a long time, and it's just crazy. It's just the one little project, like creating a vision board, made me feel so alive. Like I love doing creative stuff. It's just hard sometimes because I get so perfectionist, and I don't know, I feel like everything has to have a purpose, and it doesn't. So I let myself just daydream, right? Not overthink about, that's not possible, or that's stupid, or what if you don't want that. Like just let myself feel it, and then find the pictures that I just like, oh my god, I want to be like that. That's where I want to be. Like I hope I can see myself there in the future where they are. And just the vibes, and just what made me happy. And I put it in one big board, and I feel like just doing that helps set my head on straight and like help me understand myself. And I just that whole process, I keep it in mind every day. Like, oh, I spent this much time doing this, I have all these visuals, like you can't not remember. And so yeah, and then today I'm so happy with my progress because I did stuff today. I stopped doom scrolling, I occupied my time, I did my little YouTube intro for Canva, I compiled a crap ton of ideas, I listened to like almost an entire audiobook. I regulated my mood, I learned a few new lessons, I don't know, I've just done a lot today. I feel so productive. I feel very happy with how I utilized my time. I felt like I finally got into the flow for once and forever, and I didn't feel like being at work was just a waste of time and hell just to be there for money. And I was also starting to feel like, oh my god, I need a different job. Like, what am I going to do? Oh my god, I hate being here. I don't have enough money for this. And da 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 da. And I want to be in a place where I have my own space. I don't have enough for rent, and I'm paying for my bike and the insurance and da 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 da. But the thing is, you can ruminate over it, but you're not doing anything differently. And no, I'm not doing it for money. You know what? I'll go over there. You're right. I'm not doing it for money, just wanting to do something different. I want to be creative. I want to do the things I love to do. I want to fall in love with the things that I make again. And, if that makes me money, so be it. And things, I'm never going to know that unless I try. If it doesn't make me money, oh well. But, like, it's not going to do anything if you don't do it. And then at one point I was also very conflicted because I was like, well, because the thought of wanting to make money is there, so you shouldn't pursue that because you're just gonna go into a hole. But the thing is, who cares? Like, yes, the thought is there to be money, but am I there being desperate? Is it fear that it's not gonna work out? No, it's just, oh my god, I'm so excited. Like, what if this does make money? I want to start it. I want to see how it works out. I want to just do it. If I hate it, I hate it. I have my nursing job, I have money, but then what if it does work out? And what if, like, 2 years down the line I never tried and it was something that did work out, and it was an opportunity that I missed out on just because I didn't want to try. And then I've also been experimenting with, like, just doing things to do them for the experience. Like, what about realty? Like, realtor? Like, being a realtor? I always, like, wanted to get into property, and I think having my own property has always been such a goal for me. Like, I want to have my own space, and I want to, just build my environment, and I don't know, that's always been fun. I've heard it makes money, but also I think it's just cool to see what goes into that. And I think it was just inspired by, lately a couple people have been saying they're getting into realty around me. And also, I remember seeing, like, this fresh off the boat video, and I was like, oh, you know what? Yeah, like, you're just, and then also, like, that dude, there's people on TikTok that are, like, advertising the houses and stuff, like, in funny ways. I just feel like that's so fun, and just talking to people, touring the houses, it's just talking. I mean, it might not just be talking, but who knows? Just try it. And it could be stupid shit like that. I mean, it's not stupid, but it could just be stuff like that, and you're like, I want to do this. Okay, go fucking do it. Who the fuck cares? And if you don't like it, you don't like it. If you don't like the way it makes you feel, don't do it. And that's where I'm at right now. and I'm home. Basically almost home. But yeah, thank you for joining me. And that was very therapeutic for me, honestly, and I'm so happy. Really. I'm happy that I just did this, and it was like the perfect environment because I love talking in my car. I don't know what it is. I just love talking in my car. Why are there so many people in my neighborhood today? It's just the perfect place for me to reflect, and it makes my drive a lot easier because I drive a lot for work. So, yeah. See you guys next time, most likely when I'm on my way to work or home from work. Usually when I'm home from work, I feel like those are the times where I usually like to do these the most. Anyways, peace out. Bye.